Hello my friends. In this video tutorial, we will continue with the recursion. So here, we will try to write the recursion program where our purpose is to get the Fibonacci number at that position. As we know, the Fibonacci number is having a series where the number is always the sum of last two numbers. So previously, for first two number, we will write 1 and third number is 2. So here we are able to see the 2 is the sum of last two number. Then we have 3. 1 plus 2, 3. Then 2 plus 3, 5. Then 3 plus 5, 8. And so on. And here our purpose is to get the Fibonacci number at that position. So if I will pass 1, then I should get 1. If I will pass 2, then I should get 1 again. If I will pass 3, then 2 should be returned. If I will pass 4, then 3 should be returned, and so on. Let's try to write the recursive program for the Fibonacci series. So let's go to the Visual Studio. Here we will write function fib recursive. And there we will pass our number. Firstly, our base case we will handle. If number is lesser than 2 or equal to 2. Okay. So we will simply return 1. Okay. And then in the second return statement, we will write return. So firstly, fib. So n minus 1 and then n minus 2 also. It is the sum of last two numbers. So n minus 2. And we are done. The code is too much clear here. And we will call this function now using console.log statement so that we will be able to see the answer. And here I will pass 6. And for the 6, 8 should be printed. So let's go to the browser. N is not defined. Okay, it should be num. Yes. Now we are able to see for 6 it is printing 8. That is perfectly alright as per our expectation. Let's try to write the same program using iteration and then compare both the things. So let's go. So here iteration, and again I will pass the same number here, and we will have let ARR is equal to, we will start with 1 and 1. Some people may start with 0 also, that is totally alright as per our expectation we want. So we will start with for let I is equal to, it will start with not 1 is already there, 2 is already there. So it will start with 2 for us, and then I should be lesser than the num, and then I plus plus. And here we will keep on pushing the things. So we will write ARR dot push. So here we will push the sum of last two numbers. So it will be ARR and there ARR dot length minus 1 plus ARR, and here again ARR dot length minus 2. And at the end we will simply return the last value. So we will do ARR and then ARR dot length minus 1. And this time we will call this particular method. And again we are getting an output as 8. So by both the things our code is working perfectly alright. So what is the actual difference when we are executing the things with the help of iteration or with the help of recursion? Let's see that thing too. So here in case of iteration, inside a function we will write how many times the things are executed. So for that here I will declare one variable named as let times is equal to 0 for now. Okay, and whenever it will go inside it, we will increment it by 1, and at the end we will print it as well. Console.log we will print times, just to see how many times the things are executed, and star 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 times, then we will write times here as well. So in case of iteration, the function is called 4 times. Okay, as we are using for loop, so it is called actually 4 times. Let's see in case of recursion, it is called how many times. So we will simply cut, okay, and we will paste it. And again we will paste it. Okay. Control X, and here we will do something like this, and this will go outside, not inside the function only, otherwise every time it will become 0 for us. We need to call this function fib recursion now, and here we are able to see 1 2 3 4 5 6, it is called 15 times. That is totally not fair. That is really not fair. But how it is happening? So here, as we are able to see in case of recursion, for getting the Fibonacci at 6, we are computing the result of Fibonacci at 5 and Fibonacci at 4. But again, to get the result of Fibonacci at 5, we are computing 4 and 3. And again here we are computing 3 and 2. So the same operation is occurring multiple number of a time. So that's totally not correct. So how we can resolve this? So for that we have the concept called as dynamic programming, and how it works. We will surely see that in our next video tutorial. But yes, before that we will have the recap of recursion. Here, anything which can be implemented iteratively can be implemented recursively. But yes, there is always some advantage and disadvantage. And what is the advantage when we are going ahead with recursion? So first thing, our code looks shorter and cleaner. And disadvantage is it is taking large stack, as we have already seen that. But suppose we want our recursive approach to be optimized as well. So what? So for that we have the solution called as dynamic programming. Let's talk about that in our next video tutorial. Thank you very much for now.